Hey guys, Dr. Ben Galliard here, author of the book Rebuild Your Brain, Stop the Damage, Start the Repair. And I run the Functional Medicine Center of Fort Collins, and I have multiple satellite offices around the country where we do a lot of different work on the brain and helping to rebuild and repair the damage that has been done to the body. So one of the things I want to touch on today is something that I get all the time asked. People come in and they're taking adrenal supplements and they're saying, I've been taking this for years. I used to work with a doctor that made his patients chew the adrenal supplement, and people would be taking it for 6, 7, 8 years and still have adrenal problems. So let's get into what the adrenals are. The adrenals are a small gland. It sits on top of the kidneys. That's why they call it adrenal. So adrenal, and they do many different things in the body. They try to maintain homeostasis is one of the first things that we really look at the adrenals are trying to do. So they're going to try to keep our blood pressure in a good range, our blood sugar in a good range, the electrolytes from the kidneys, all these different things the adrenals are trying to maintain that homeostasis. But what can happen is because of our high stress life, because of that go, 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 we never sit down and look at clouds up in the sky in the park or really wind down. Most people have some type of adrenal fatigue, but then in the alternative medicine model or the this for that model of how do we fix adrenals, they give somebody some adrenal supplement and some herb, vitamin, whatever it is, and hope that the adrenals get better, and a lot of times they don't. So what I want to do today is go over the top 2 reasons why I see adrenal issues continue and what we can do about those. So if at any point this intrigues you, you know somebody that would do well with this, that is having some of these issues, like or share our post. We love helping people. We love helping as many as we possibly can. So what we're looking at here is the top 2 reasons why someone still has adrenal issues even after they've done a lot of work other ways. So number 1 is going to be blood sugar. And I always say the number 1 stressor to the adrenals, it's not your spouse, it's not your job, it's not your kids, it's not finances, whatever that you think is stressing you. Yes, those things are stressing you, but the number 1 stressor to the adrenals is our blood sugar. And almost everybody we see, their blood sugar is doing some type of up and down, up and down, up and down. And this contributes to a lot of issues that people are having. And it's not just the highs. Most people think of blood sugar highs, eating too much sugar, eating the different things that are going to contribute to that glucose going up, as being a major problem. Yes, that's a problem, but for adrenals, the lows are just as bad. And so we have to learn how to stabilize that blood sugar. And it may be eating every hour, it may be eating more fat or more protein or more carbohydrate or less of those. But that's the fun part about what we do with a blood sugar monitor. So we take that blood sugar and we figure out why it's going up and why it's going down. As we figure that out, we individualize the diet for somebody that they really need to be eating that way. Because I have some people, oatmeal, their blood sugar goes up to 155. Other people, it only goes up to 105. Some people, sweet potato is worse than white potato. It just all depends on that body. And that's what's the beauty of the work in true functional medicine, is individualizing that diet for what somebody really needs. So blood sugar, number 1 thing that we see as a consistent stressor for adrenals that is going to cause these not to repair and rebuild like they should. Then we get into number 2, and the number 2 reason why we see adrenals still have these problems is that the brainwave patterns, when we do a brain map, specifically the alpha wave, I always say if the alpha is high, I'll ask people, hey, have you ever tried to meditate or tried to relax? And they kind of laugh and joke and that no, they can't. And I say, well, the key word there was tried as opposed to do you, because when I see that really high, I know it's almost impossible for those people to shut their brain down. So with high alpha, we have this chronic fight or flight, this sympathetic dominant state. So the nervous system has 2 parts. It has the autonomic and the part where we're going to be consciously changing that. So what we look at is, can we change this underlying pattern? And so that autonomic is made up of the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. And the sympathetic is that fight or flight. So you've heard about that, whether you're going to run for the lion or you're going to fight the lion. And so either way, the body is continually being revved up. It's continually being aggravated, and specifically the brainwave patterns can be causing this. So the alpha waves is going to be that part where if it's high, it's going to be this continued fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight, and those adrenals are going to be whipped all day long, regardless of whatever else is going on in your life, whether your job's good, your life's good, your kids are good, your spouse is good, whatever it is, you're still going to be revved up and having that issue. So what can we do? Well, working on meditating is great, but also training those alpha brainwaves down is a huge part of making this shift. So let's recap there. The two big things that we look at: blood sugar stabilization, crucial for adrenals. The other is going to be stabilizing those brainwave patterns. And if we have that high alpha, that fight or flight pattern, we're going to have a continued adrenal response in the body. So if any of you are dealing with adrenal issues and haven't dealt with these, two main places to start. We'd love to help you if you have any questions through that process. But otherwise, keep those adrenals calmed down and let us know if there's anything we can do to help.